Hey everyone, and welcome to the Utz Gang Soldier channel. It's time for round 2 of the Utz Quality Foods Munch Madness 2015 tournament. But before we get to today's 4 matchups, we've got some results to give from the round 1 of the tournament from last week. You guys have been voting all week. I've been tallying the votes from the comments below on Google+, from my Twitter account, and Facebook, and just word of mouth, talking to people out on the route and on the road. So I've tallied all the votes together, and we're ready to announce some winners. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first round matchup winners. In the matchup of the number 1 regular and the number 16 Yingling chip, it was a total blowout by almost 6 times the vote of the Yingling. No surprise here, the number 1 seeded Utz regular potato chip is moving on to the quarterfinals. That's no surprise. It's the best-selling item at Utz Quality Foods, and you guys voted for it, and it's moving on. Okay, in the matchup between the number 9 Cheddar and Sour Cream and the number 8 Red Hots chips, this was a dogfight. This was the closest of the 4 matchups. The Cheddar and Sour Cream is going to be the winner by a mere 2 votes. You guys were definitely voting for this matchup. The Red Hots really tried to pull this one out, but the Cheeseheads prevailed in the end. So Cheddar and Sour Cream will be facing the number 1 seeded original potato chip in the quarterfinals in next week's matchup. So you guys voted for them. They're moving on. In the matchup of the number 4 barbecue and the number 13 salt and pepper, Salt and Pepper jumped out to a really large lead early off in the votes. I thought we were going to have a major upset coming out of the 13 seed over barbecue in this tournament, but after the end of the tournament and the end of the week, barbecue made a comeback from the number 4 position to take down Salt and Pepper. It picked up, 5 more votes than the Salt and Pepper did to move it on to the quarterfinals. So it was a close matchup. Almost had a big upset taking out barbecue in the first round, but it's moving on to next week's quarterfinals. Okay, in the final matchup from last week, it was the number 12 Carolina Barbecue up against the number 5 Salt and Vinegar. This one was a little shock to me, but we do have an upset in the first round. Number 12 Carolina Barbecue has defeated Salt and Vinegar by 4 votes. It took down the number 5 seeded Salt and Vinegar. I'm a little surprised with that, being what they basically are, both sort of variations of Salt and Vinegar, but you guys chose the barbecue version, Carolina style, over the traditional Salt and Vinegar. So there's our first big upset in the first round. The number 12 seeded Carolina is moving on and is going to face the number 4 seeded barbecue in the quarterfinals in next week's matchup. So that's going to be another dogfight to move into the semifinals, but we'll get to those matchups next week. But we've got 4 more first round matchups to take a look at. We're going to do the other side of the bracket today, so let's go ahead and get started with this week's 4 matchups to move it on to the quarterfinals. Alright, for the second round on the other side of the bracket, our first matchup is going to be the number 2 seeded Rippled Original Potato Chip is going to go up against the number 15 seeded, another new member to the Utz Quality Food family, the Tabasco Potato Chip, Wavy Potato Chip. This is going to be a tough fight once again for the Tabasco, Ripple being our number 2 best-selling item at Utz Quality Foods. So it's going to take a lot out of the newcomer Tabasco to take down the Ripple. But go ahead and start voting in the comments below. Make sure you pick your winners for all 4 matchups today, just like we did last week. You guys did great. Need to get some more votes to make these matchups even better. So go ahead and start voting for this first round or second round matchup, Ripple and Tabasco. Okay, the next matchup is going to be the number 10 Baby Back Ribs going to go up against the number 7 Honey Barbecue. You guys have already been voting for Honey Barbecue early in the intro video, so I definitely think this is going to be a tough fight for the Baby Back Rib to take down Honey Barbecue. You guys have been showing a lot of support for it early, so I definitely think that's going to carry through in the first round and get them moving on to the quarterfinals. But who knows, we could have an upset from the new Baby Back. But go ahead and start voting. Leave your comments in below. Start voting now. Alright, our third matchup is going to be the powerhouse. The number 3 Sour Cream and Onion is going to have to take down the fairly new Wavy Pit Barbecue. It's another great barbecue flavor, but This is a huge flavor it's going up against. You guys also were voting for sour cream early. I definitely don't think Pit Barbecue's got a chance in this matchup, but I could be wrong. Sour cream's our number 3 best-selling item. It's the number 3 seed, and it's most likely going to move on to the quarterfinals. But you got to vote for them to move them on, so we could have a major upset. Vote now in the comments below. And finally, our 4th matchup in the second round is going to be the number 11 seeded Southern Sweet Heat up against the number 6 seeded Crab Potato Chip. You guys have been showing a lot of support for the Crab. I definitely think it's going to be a major contender for the championship this year, but it's got to get the votes to move on. Make sure you vote for your favorites. Southern Sweet Heat, it's going to be a tough fight to take down the Crab, but this could lead to a major, big second round or quarter round matchup between Crab and Sour Cream if they both go through, and that's going to be a dogfight because they're both very popular flavors. So the left side of the bracket's definitely got a lot of big matchups and definitely could have some good flavors going out pretty early in the competition. So you guys definitely got to vote for your favorites. If you don't vote, they can't win and they can't move on to the next round. So if you want your favorite flavors to stay in the competition, you got to vote. Share the video, leave it in the comments, tell your friends. Let's get a lot of people involved in Munch Madness 2015. The first round was great. Let's definitely get more votes in here on the second round. And make sure your flavors are moving on to the quarterfinals that are going to be next Friday. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes, the comments, subscriptions. Check out the first round if you haven't seen it. Check out the intros to all the contenders if you haven't seen that as well. And there's a lot of other great stuff on the channel as well. Follow me on Twitter at UtzGangSoldier. Start voting. Munch Madness, round 2. Here we go. It's crunch time.